Hey, welcome back, friends. TechTale here. Today we are bringing in episode 3 of the Ultimate Ironman series. The series where I do not bank at all and I don't trade with anybody. So, to start off this episode, I started doing some runecrafting training. Just needed something AFK to do while I was editing the last video, and runecrafting seemed to hit the bill, and I was needing to get 44 runecrafting anyway for some nature runes for Dungeoneering. You'll realize that all of these levels that I'm getting for this entire episode is all just working towards Dungeoneering. It's pretty insane that you need to have this many weird little levels just to train up Dungeoneering efficiently. I was planning on just going to Dungeoneering and not leaving, but I ended up spending the last 2.5 episodes outside of Dungeoneering somehow. But I did get up to level 55 runecrafting, so that means I can make up to law runes right now. I don't really have a need for death or blood runes in Dungeoneering, so I think that should be good for now. I may train it up to level 70, just AFKing occasionally if I need something to do on this account and don't really have anything else to do. But that's just so that I can have it ready to go when I do get Invention to start getting all those shards for Invention. I am debating whether or not just going for level 90 runecrafting or not, but we'll figure that out in the future. I just am thinking about possibly unlocking ports. I think honestly thieving is probably be the better option, or even just going for 90 Dungeoneering so I can unlock ports that way. Next up is getting some more levels for ports. Did get a couple of just base 10 levels, fishing, farming, smithing, herb lore, thieving, just bunch of level 10s essentially. Just getting the base levels. I also did get level 20 smithing as well. That was just from Artisan's Workshop. I wanted to kind of match up my mining level that I got from last episode, so I decided to go for that a little bit. Did do a little bit of Dungeoneering training, not a whole lot. Did get a daily challenge, so I got a couple levels from that, and then I did do 1 or 2 floors just on my own, just when I had a couple of extra minutes. I have been doing dailies as well, so I have been getting as much divination as well as mining experience while I've been going through. But all in all, it's kind of going a little bit slower than I was expecting it to. Getting a lot of tertiary levels and haven't really gone into Dungeoneering or quests. That's another thing that I didn't do at all in this episode, actually. I didn't do any quests at all. I was really hoping to get some quests done, but then I just started doing a lot of these levels that I needed to get done, and it just all kind of spiraled out of control a little bit. But I swear, eventually I'm going to get some quests done. I know that's one of those things that you just need to get done on accounts, and I also am going to get some Dungeoneering done at some point here. I can't do a lot of things until I get those done, so I'm going to have to start working on those as soon as possible. Okay, so we're now getting into the live clip here. One thing that I did get a recommendation for from my last video is to actually just show that I don't really have anything in my bank. I do have 1 Eye of Newt in my bank because I was messing around with trying to unnote it and ended up in my bank. It will stay there forever. This is going to be the only thing that is in my bank, unless if, I don't know, I might throw a trophy tab in there, just something, some things that I just want to throw in there just so that I can say that I have them. I personally like the idea of just always having that Eye of Newt in there and just having that as my only thing in the bank due to a accidental mistake on the first episode. I did do it while Twitch streaming, so I can confirm I wasn't trying to cheat or anything like that. I was just trying to figure out how to unnote items, and ends up you can't. So this ended up in my bank and will be the only thing in the bank the entire account. Hopefully I don't ever accidentally withdraw it. I don't ever even go into the bank during my regular playtime, so shouldn't have to worry about that accidentally getting withdrawn or accidentally getting into my inventory or anything like that. One thing you'll notice is I do have a lot of farming supplies in my inventory right now. Essentially what I'm doing is I did do some vine sweeper, so that got me some of the base seeds. That way I could get some oak, some acorn seeds, as well as all the herb seeds. And I actually buy allotment seeds from Head Farmer Jones here. He sells some pretty good allotment seeds, so I can basically do all the lower level farming training just through allotments and that. There also are some hop seeds that you can buy in Draenor Village, so getting some decent farming levels. I did need that so that I could do some Dungeoneering, because if I wanted to make anything except for Sagewort, if I wanted to make Valyrian or Aloe, I need some extra farming levels. I think level 18 is actually the first level that you need for Valyrian, which is going to, if I ever do get a floor that is going to be good for farming / herb lore training, it's going to get some pretty decent gains on my farming and herb lore experience. That being said, I also am getting a little bit of herb lore experience. I did do one floor where I did some sage words and made some, I think it's lower magic potions, whatever the heck those things are called. Weak magic potions probably. I did get up to level 12 herb lore from that, and also I am getting some herbs because, like I said, I did do some vine sweeper, so I'm getting some lower level herbs. They only cost like 10 vine sweeper points, so it takes half a second to get those herb seeds, and then make the herbs, run to the herb lore trainer guy over here and make some attack potions or whatever potions that I have the herbs for. So those are two levels that are going to be extremely hard to train throughout this entire account, and I think that this is probably going to be the decent way of getting it started, and then trying to do as much of it during Dungeoneering as possible if I get any floors that are going to be semi-decent for it. Mining did do a little bit more shooting stars, and smithing obviously did the Artisan's Workshop. I already talked about that. Wood cutting and fire making did do some evil trees as well, so got some of those levels. Messed around with the cooking in Spring Fair. I don't know if it's actually worth doing cooking in Spring Fair. I think I might do a little bit just to get a little bit higher cooking level. That way I don't burn any fish at all. The way I figure it is that any cooking experience I get at the lower levels is actually going to become exponential in the higher levels, just due to the fact that I was a higher level when I was cooking the other stuff. So I ended up getting more experience, which means that I get an even higher level than I would have otherwise, which then means I get more experience because I didn't burn as much stuff. So I'm thinking that it has exponential value to it, any cooking experience. So I think it might be actually worth training a little bit at the Spring Fair with twirling the cotton candies. Farming I already talked about. Summoning is still... I'm just letting it sit here. I don't know what the heck I'm going to do with summoning. I need to do Wolf Whistle quest at some point just to get a base level of summoning. But honestly, I just don't know how I'm going to train summoning. Obviously, when I start training some Slayer, then I might get a little bit of summoning experience just from that. But yeah, it's going to be difficult. Hunter, been doing Big Chin, and Divination, been doing the Guthix Cache. I don't do all of my dailies every single day. I just do them as I feel like it and try to be as efficient as possible. If I feel like doing some farming training, I do some farming training, and I skip out on some of the dailies. Not a big deal. That's how you kind of get around accidentally burning out on Dailyscape, in my opinion, is just do the dailies when you want to. 30 fletching, I'm going to have to increase that pretty soon because I'm about to hit 30 magic, and once I hit 30 magic, I need 39 fletching to make the next staff in Dungeoneering. Just one more level I need to worry about for Dungeoneering. There's a lot to Dungeoneering. All these other levels, not a whole lot going on. I did get above 52 agility, got up to 54, just while I was waiting for some of the daily portals to unlock on Spring Fair. Thinking that I might want to go for 75 at the Spring Fair, though, because it seems like it's like 50,000 experience per hour or something like that, and I think that Wilderness is only 35, so this is going to be extremely good way of training up agility at the Spring Fair, so we'll have to look into that. Haven't really trained up almost any of the combat skills. A little bit of magic training just while I was doing Dungeoneering. I'm going to be focusing mainly on that until at least I get 55 magic. Runecrafting I already talked about, and a little bit of Dungeoneering. But all in all, that's all the levels that I have. Goals for next episode are probably going to be doing quests. I said that last episode, but I really need to start doing quests. That's one of those things that I always slack on, and I'm starting to get like a decent amount of levels. So all these levels are going to get less and less pertinent. All the experience you get from the questing is going to be less and less pertinent as I get higher levels because I'm going to have already ground through some of the lower levels. So I need to do quests before I do any more training. It's just one of those things I need to do. I may do Dungeoneering instead. I don't really mind doing Dungeoneering instead of quests if I don't feel like doing quests. We'll see what happens during the next episode. But until next time, I guess I will catch you guys later. As always, though, have a good one.